All right, Brad, this is something I've always been interested in. I've been shooting video at your table for years now.
All right.
And there's one thing that we haven't really shown the viewers. There's one thing that's always on your table, no matter where we go, it's always on your table. And it kind of stands out because it's a different color than the whole family of things. And it's very, very, very old. Can you tell me and demonstrate this to me?
Yeah. I was going to say, what is it? What is it? What is it? Oh, okay. And I think it's about right at 30 years old now. I'll turn it around this way.
All right, what is this?
All right, this is the original, very first ones made of the handy sharp knife sharpeners 30 years ago. All right, it has the double-sided carbide, and all we needed then was it was cheaper to buy an actual insert for milling and lathes because you just go buy it, you don't have to have it made, then mold the plastic in around it. And I know this is the very first one that I ever bought because I took my knife and I cut an X in the back of it. So for the longest time, I don't even know, probably 4 years, 5 years, this is all they had to sell. It's all I had to demo. So I demoed this one all the time. So when I'd pick it up and my fingers are on here like this, see where my middle finger is, okay? If I lift my middle finger, you'll see why the back of the X is what's getting worn off the most. If your finger actually touches the plastic enough to wear off a cut in the plastic that's probably 6 or 7 thousandths of an inch deep, that's a lot of touching. So yes, the front part of the X is pretty much there. This part is almost worn off completely, and that one. And does it work? Well, let's get down here close, right here. See all the fingernail coming off?
Let's see the corners on there.
Okay, I'll hold still this way.
You can never get things back in the box the way they came out.
And so it's the vinyl itself that's worn, not the actual tungsten.
Yeah. Yep, the tungsten will never wear out. It's just as sharp as can be.
All right, sharpen a knife with it real quick. Let's see it.
All right, well.
Let's see it. Let's see a geriatric sharpener in action.
I want you, geriatric. I want you guys to go back in the videos and you will see this knife right here when I hadn't touched the back and the bottom wasn't cut like that. You'll see this as a real full knife. I just seen the video the other day and it was very interesting because I looked at the video and I thought, oh my God, that's this knife. All right, and I'll explain in a little bit why that knife looks that way, but watch this, come in here kind of close. All right, that's the old one. So I'm going to do this just a little bit. Okay, see all the metal shavings? So yes, it still works. So we would just do this, come back this way, out that way, back this way, like that, like this, like that. Flip it every pass, polish the wire edge off the blade, just like that. Voila. So this knife, if you go on the videos, you're going to see, remember this is the one that I took to the rock. I took it out of the case, the sheath, brand new, took a rock, ripped it on the rock, went sideways with it, and then I was shocked when it still cut almost that good. But now that I've had it at my table and I've really got it fixed, all right, now it cuts like that.
So you're saying that these could be sharpeners for life?
Sharpeners for life, absolutely. And then of course, if you, I probably threw it on, there it is. If you carry a sharpener in your pocket, you have the opportunity to sharpen no matter where you are. All right, so it'd be just like this, right on around. I'll slow down just a little bit, just like that. Come back here, out to the point, like that. Flip the knife. Every pass, polish the wire edge off the blade, give it a short tune-up, and you end up with a knife that really cuts.
I don't know. I haven't been there in like 3 or 4 years. Yeah, I have.
So yeah, they work, they last for a lifetime, and they just don't wear out, they don't break, they don't come apart. Now when I say that they don't wear out, break, or come apart, I actually seen one of these that a guy had in his pocket. He'd used it, 30 years old, he'd used it all the time, He finally actually wore the plastic off. The head broke off of it. So he took and ground a V all the way around and took epoxy and epoxied the head back on the sharpener. And so every now and then he just grinds the epoxy down a little bit, puts new epoxy on it, and keeps it. And I offered him $50 for that sharpener and he wouldn't take it because I wanted that sharpener. So anyway, they last for a very long time. If you're hunting and stuff like that, tie it to your belt loop, wherever my belt loop is. Why? So you don't set it down and walk off and leave it. So you just like that, pull it in here like this, take your knife, use it like this, like that, come back this way. Maybe it's a buck knife like this, come back from the point towards the radius, right on around, do it again here, out here, like that. When you get done, stick it in your pocket. Why? You want it to go home with you. This is Brad Buckner, sharpensbest.com. And by the way, I'm going to hold still. CJ Buck, who is the great-grandson of old man Buck that started Buck Knives. And now they have the 100-year anniversary of that knife. And I've had that knife for about 15, 18 years. And it's been sharpened at my tables for 15 years. And I want you to take a dang good look at the blade, and then I'm going to show you something in particular. Come here. I'm going to hold still, zoom in on the cutting edge. Now, after sharpening that knife every weekend, demoing the sharpening probably in the neighborhood of 25 times a weekend, okay? After 15 years, you can still see the factory grind on the blade. So you tell me how much metal I've taken off if you can still see the grind marks from the sand on the belt sander. Okay, so you people that say, oh, that just takes all the metal off your blade. No, you just don't understand how to use it. This is Brad, sharpensbest.com. You take care, and you have a good day. You can still feel the edges where I pounded on that knife with things.